Good afternoon, everyone. We are from Group 3. Before the presentation starts, I would like to introduce our group. So I'm Tan Yu Jie. My group members are Thieu Wee Jo, Ong Ai Wei, Lim Zu Eun, and Ong Wai Hin. The sporting event that our group chosen is Tour de France. First, I will present the introduction of Tour de France. Tour de France is also known as Le Grand Début or Le Tour. Tour de France is the world's biggest annual sporting event. It attracts the world's best riders to compete for the chance to win the Tour de France trophy and a cash prize. It held in France every year, but sometimes in neighboring countries. Tour de France is a team sport that features totals of 198 cyclists in 22 teams of 9. Over the course of 21 days, usually in July, cyclists cover a race course extending 3,500 kilometers. Next, Tour de France is built into 21 stages, which are 9 flat stages, 3 hilly stages, 7 mountain stages, including 5 summit finishes, 2 individual time trial, and 2 rest days. One stage is performed every day, and so there are totals of 4 stages in Tour de France, which are prologue, flat, time trial, and mountain. There are 4 color jerseys in Tour de France, which are green jersey, polka dot jersey, white jersey, and yellow jersey. The green one means the best sprinter, the polka dots means the best climber, the white one means the best young rider, and the yellow means leader of the tour. Next, I will continue to present the profile of the country. The country that has been chosen is Germany. The official name of Germany is Federal Republic of Germany. It's a country of North Central Europe, and the capital of Germany is Berlin. Germany is the most industrialized and populous country in Europe, and it was achieving unity later than other European nations. It also quickly caught up economically and militarily. So that's all for my part. I will pass it on to the next presenter.
Hi, my name is Joe, and good afternoon to everyone. So now I will talk about the past analysis of Germany. So for the political factor, Germany is a federal, parliamentary, and representative democratic republic with the chancellor of head of the government. It dictates what value system the nation should follow. Besides, Germany has been maintaining a very good alliance with France and some other countries since 1990. And made Germany become the most powerful country in the European Union. In addition to being a member of the European Union, it is also a member of NATO, the OECD, the G8, the G20, the World Bank, and the IMF. Upcoming election for Germany due in 2021, and the Chancellor Merkel has already announced she won't seek a 5th term in office. Her departure from Germany politics will be a huge sea change for Germany as well as Europe, as she has been a constant political figure in the continent over the last 2 decades, and the center of political disruption in the EU may well be moving from the UK to Germany. Next, I will talk about the economic factor. Germany is the 4th largest economy in the world, with nominal GDP forecast for 2019 set to the tune of 4.2 trillion US dollar. The country looks set for robust economic growth. Germany boasts a low unemployment rate of 3.2%, which is arguably one of the lowest worldwide. Although the recent refugee crisis has left the country shaken, but with a strong economic foundation, Germany looks set to remain an established economic power. Next will be the social factor. Germany is considered as one of the best places to live on the planet based on its high economic standards and its educational and technological advancement. It is a cosmopolitan country with diverse lifestyles. The majority of population here is identified as Christian, though Islam and other religions are also practiced. The German society is known for its punctuality, strong ethics, and hard work. Next is technology sector. Germany is well known for its advancements in the field of science and technology. One of the leading car manufacturers in the world, the nation is home to global automobile brands such as Mercedes, Volkswagen, and BMW. Globally, Germany is considered the fifth most technological medicine and infrastructure. The German government has set aside 3 billion euros for research and development of artificial intelligence to be spent up 2025. The aim is to close a gap in software lab between Germany and other American and Asian giants. Next, I will talk about the best analysis of France. So France is one of the most important countries in the Western world and plays a highly significant role in international affairs. It is a founding member of the United Nations and serves as one of the permanent members of the UN Security Council. It also plays a key role in the European Union as one of the leading member states. It also plays a good political stability. However, the country has recently faced a number of law and orders challenges which relates to the gap between the wealthy and the poor. For the economic factors, France is one of the top 10 economist country in the world. It contributes immensely to the GDP of the Euro area. France is famous for its excellence in cosmetics and luxury products. It's also one of the global leaders in the automotive, aerospace, and railways industries. However, French citizens suffer under heavy taxes. In fact, the country has 4 different types of taxes: the standard rate for goods and service, transport services, medical prescription, and renovation work. Next is the social analysis. France is one of the most modern countries in the world. It has a total population of 63.5 million. The employment rate is high as 9.3%, August 2018. With such a disparity between classes, the youth crime has risen over the years. Workers are often on strike for one reasoning or another, reducing the income and productivity of those affected. The anti-immigration sentiment is rife with some spheres of the French society. The country has witnessed racial violence and voiced their complaints by demolishing graves and graffiti buildings. The last one will be the technological analysis. France is one of the most advanced countries in the world. It has a remarkable history in the areas of science, IT, and space technology. In fact, it launched its first satellite more than 50 years ago. With this, France has become the 3rd nation to launch its own satellite and the 6th nation to have a satellite in orbit after Russia, USA, Canada, UK, and Italy. The usage rate of the internet is stunning in France, as almost 86% of individuals use internet in the year 2016. Now I finished my part for the best analysis for both Germany and France. Now I will pass to member John to continue the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now I will talk about the Tour de France bit development. Our group selected Germany for this Tour de France event. Düsseldorf will be the start point and end point will be Champs-Élysées. Düsseldorf is called the Pearl of the Rhine. It is the capital of Rhine in Western Germany. It may be Germany business and financial center, and also the 7th largest city in the country. German city Düsseldorf has also hosted the 20th part of the Tour de France in 2017. If you cycle along the Rhine, or through the historic street, or even towards the newer parts of the city, it is even possible to cycle from the historic streets along the Rhine and all the way towards the oldest part of the Düsseldorf. For the endpoint of Champs-Élysées, the Champs-Élysées is considered to be one of the world's most famous commercial streets. Nowadays, its buildings include high-end stores, cafes, and offices, making it an ideal site for shopping or for going for a stroll down one of the most beautiful avenues of the city. Champs-Élysées is renowned worldwide, and it is especially notable among sports fans for being the site of the Tour de France final stage. Now I will pass to Ivy to talk about the next part.
I will talk about the transportation. Public transport is one of the best way, and Germans are using at the moment around, such as train, car, and buses. For the train, is an extensive network of the long distance and regional trains with frequent departures. It's very expensive, but the numerous deal is still available. The car is useful for traveling around at own space or visiting regions with minimal public transport. Car also can be hired in every town and city, and also can be driven if the pathway is drive on the right. The bus is cheaper and slower than the trains with a growing long-haul network. A regional bus service will fill the gaps in the areas but not serve in the rail. Next is the accommodation in Germany. For the recommendation of the Germany, there is such as a few types, such as hotels, pensions, inns, private rooms, farmstays, and association, youth hostels and indigenous hostels, and also it's quite unique experience is also camping. Next is the accommodation on France. The French bread and breakfast is the quite unique culture in the France, and boutique hotels, hotel chains in France, apartment rental in Paris, and vacation and cottage rental in France. Next is this is a sponsorship of the last year, the Tour de France of the sponsorship event. The top 10 is Team Ionis, that is the one of the team leaders that in the 2019 tour. And oh, sorry, the slide. And also, this is the top 10 like Astana, CCC team, the Koenig Quick-Step, Bora Hanshaw, Movistar team, Team Jumbo-Visma, Lotto Soudal, Michelin Scott, and Dimension Data. This is the behind is the sponsor that they give, and also like the other sponsor that I didn't list out, it also sponsor the events and quite make the event successful as well. Next, I will pass to next presenter to present.
Okay, now I will talk about the marketing strategies. First, the Tour de France began as a content marketing campaign by Elle Auto, a French cycling magazine, in 1903. Elle Auto was at war with the rival Le Vélo, the largest daily newspaper in France at the time. In order to combat declining circulation numbers, Elle Auto decided to create a unique In order to combat declining circulation numbers, Elle Auto decided to create a unique content event to use to ramp up the circulation numbers, and it worked. Next, through different media platforms such as YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, sponsors are able to create a much more immersive marketing environment. This marketing environment is a byproduct of the more immersive cycling sport environment in which fans can quickly receive a lot of information about the racing, riders, and teams. Through these new media platforms designed to bring the virtual spectators closer to all the action, the sponsors have been presented with new improved ways to reach broader audience. This new perspective offered to the viewers create new excitement and interest in sport, which increases the viewership and the impact of the advertising initiative. Lastly, the Tour de France drew more than 27 million viewers to France 2 and France 3 over its first week, according to Cherry Website of News. The first 9 stages of the race drew an average of 3.3 million viewers, translating to a 33.2% of market share. Next, I will talk about the safety and security management part. For the safety management, as the health and safety of our guests, rider and staff is the top priority of the Tour de France event. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, organizers will take a deliberate approach with limited attendance, physical distancing, which supporter needs to keep 2 meters away from the riders, and also enhance cleaning measure, which is paramount, and use hand sanitizer frequently, aligned with guidance from French government and health authorities. Besides that, from 6 days before the start of an event, we'll also do a COVID test, and then we'll do a follow-up test 3 days before the event. A mobile laboratory will follow this throughout the race to test athletes if they show any symptoms of having coronavirus. Organizers and staff will also be able to get the test at the lab. Next, for the security management part, there is a heightened sense of security and police presence everywhere, as organizers have increased counter-terrorism efforts, bringing in 23,000 police officials and elite guards to help ensure the safety of the 198 riders. Besides that, it will also adapt a drone camera surveillance system for effective crowd controls. Now I'll pass to the last presenters.
Yeah, hi, Miss. Now I'll be starting to talk about the event legacy. For the social event legacy, the event has to close the roads for the event purposes, which effectively bringing the community together. And this event also have a wide positive media coverage, which the Tour de France has a great reputation over the course of many decades, since it is one of Europe's most dedicated events. This event also implementing cycle-friendly legislation, which helps each generation to closer their bonds via cycling. Because we know that cycling is one of the most sports that we can bond with each other, regardless the age range, whether it's senior citizens or youngsters, they all can join this event and closer their bonds via this cycling event. Next, we'll be talking about the impacts of the event. The social impacts, which includes the Tour de France encourages community to cycle instead of using automobiles, which is the main purpose of this event is to reduce the waste gas emissions. Tour de France also helps an individual by promoting mental and physical health. Participants are able to choose their routes they prefer to ride, and this greatly promotes their own well-being. Since the participants can choose the roads to ride, they can choose from certain parts of the route, which instead cycling all, which can be quite straining for some participants' body. Thus, it's good for the participants to just choose their preferred routes. As for the cultural impacts, it utilizes events to maximize events efficiency. For example, the French National Center for Historical Monuments is part of the cycling route, to promote the monuments within France. It forges partnerships from the spotlight to the event that offers, such as the route, and when the cyclists pass by, or there will be no like, oh, this is one of the landmarks of France, as part of knowing it better. As a general conclusion, mass analysis helps access the major external factors of Germany to conduct sporting event by evaluating the 4 factors. The bid developments enable the sporting event to conduct more smoothly. For example, they are doing well on safety and security management, which ensures that everyone's safety and the flow of the event is going on smoothly. Lastly, it can get the consequences from the sporting event, such as the benefits from the impacts of the event. The event can successfully produce some after effects that will affect the participants. So this is about the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. All right, so before we end your presentation, I just want to ask one quick question. Okay, is basically on emphasizing how you are going to emphasize that your event is good enough for me to select as for today beats. Anyone? Anyone wish to answer my question?
Miss,
Yes.
about your question, because this event is like a very decade, like since a long time we already have, so it's one of the most prestigious event, and it itself is quite convincing to participants. It's almost like a culture. So participants will take it like an annual event to just participate.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Yes, Wen, can I have your question for the group?
Hi, I got a question. I'm from Group 1. So basically, regarding the transportation side, I know that you guys are promoting public transport, but however, like, do you guys have any transportation plan for those event officials or VIP guests who are involved in the event? Will they be taking like public transport as well, or do you guys have any other plans?
For the transport, we will have like the Uber or that mentioned before. They also consider as a public transport, right? But for the guest, we will just fetch them to go to the.
Okay, so as for that, thank you so much for your presentation.